Hi everybody, my name is Maki and welcome to my kitchen. Behind the camera is Jason and together we produce MakiCooks. So what's MakiCooks about? It's basically a bunch of short videos that show you how easy, doable it is to make your own healthy foods. That's it, right Jason?
That's it.
Okay, so today we are going to make almond milk. And it's really simple. Basically, you just need almonds and water. We're not going to do a sweetened version. We're just going to give you the basic recipe, and then you can add to it honey and things to sweeten it, etc. But what you need to have to start is raw almonds. So I've got a bag here of almonds. Get raw. Don't get toasted or salted, and preferably organic. You may have heard of pasteurized almonds. You don't really need to get those, but bottom line, these come out of a nut. They do not have a high bacterial content to them, and just having organic ones that are grown consciously with minimal pesticides, etc., in soil that's rich with minerals is what you want, and you want raw ones. So here's what we do. You start off with almonds that you go to the store and get, and they're hard and they're crunchy. You want to make them soft and mushy. Well, not mushy, but softer so they blend easy in the blender. And all you need to do is take some almonds and soak them in water overnight. That's all you need. One night is enough. You can also forget and leave them for a couple of days. It doesn't make a difference, except the water will get creamy. So I'm gonna simulate this. I've already done it. This is the result. But here's what I would do. I would just take any container you have, a bowl, a plastic thing. I'm just gonna use this right now, and I would just put in a bunch of almonds like this. So you wonder how much you need? This is a 3-cup glass jar, and I would soak about half of that because it's going to almost double in volume, and it's going to probably be about that much space. So I would just take about a cup and a half of almonds. So that's a cup and a half because this is 3 cups, right? And then I would just pour some water, filtered water, over it. And if you want, you can cap it. Don't need to. That would go in my fridge. Tomorrow, this would be milky. You'd start to see it kind of bleeding some white stuff out, and it'll be kind of whiter down at the bottom. So you can just shake it up and then just pour off. This is what you're doing, is you're gonna pour off the water. Because the milky stuff in there is organic. It's like you've heard of enzyme inhibitors, and we're sprouting the almonds. That creamy stuff is basically the almonds starting to release some chemicals that you're going to see in the water, and you want to pour that off. So next day, before you actually make the milk, pour everything off and add some more water. So you know what this is like actually? It's like when you open a can of beans. Have you done this, Jason? You open a can of kidney beans, and it's kind of all goopy and sticky and creamy looking, right? Yep. And you go, well, I could put that in my salad, or I could rinse them off, shake off the excess, and then put in some nice cleaned beans. Which would you do?
Definitely the clean beans.
The clean beans, right? Same situation. It's been soaked in water. It's kind of getting a little goopy, milky. Drain it off. So just wash them. I do this once or twice until the water's fairly clear. And then you would have some clean soaked almonds. So, is that clear?
That's clear.
Okay. So that's what I would do, and that's what basically this is. So you can see how it's a little bit kind of milky in there? And here's the thing, if you don't make your almond milk the next day, don't worry about it. Just pour off the water again. Always have it fresh water. And just keep rinsing them. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. These have been, they'll last you easily a week. Forget about these. And you're okay for a week. They're not gonna go bad.
Can you leave them in too long?
No. Good question. You cannot. In terms of will they get too soft? No. In terms of will they go bad? Here's the catch. As long as you keep water over them, you're good for at least a week, because you're basically creating what's called an anaerobic system. Oxygen can't get in there. It's like a sealed system, and the almonds are inside the water, and they can't do anything in there, right? The bacteria can't grow. There is no bacteria anyway. Like this stuff is pretty safe. Vegetable stuff doesn't really go bad, right? In my experience, it's pretty hard to. So anyway, what did I just do? I just poured it off. So I've got clean almonds, clean soaked almonds. Now, this is like one day after I started soaking them, or a week after, it doesn't matter. And now we have what we need, which is softened, sprouted almonds to make almond milk. So, here's what you do. This is probably about a cup of almonds. And I don't have a Vitamix, I just have a Cuisinart. You don't need a fancy blender, you just blend it longer. Okay? And all you gotta do is put it in here. And then add water. Now how much do you add? Well, you can't go wrong. But add enough. I would add at least double the volume of the nuts. Right? So here, there's where the almonds are. You want to add water to about here or more. All it's going to do is make a thicker consistency or a more watery consistency. So here I'm adding filtered water. And that's about equal amounts. Bring that a little bit more. It actually says on here I'm at 3 cups. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was right. 1 cup, 2, 3. It's marked on your blender, right? Okay, so what we're making, like I said, is just pure almond milk. So I'm not putting dates in, I'm not putting vanilla in, I'm not putting stevia in. All these things will sweeten it up. My preference is just make the basic, and then later you can add all that other stuff. So, lid. We run this thing on the Cuisinart. Doesn't matter how long you do it, just do it until you start seeing that it's pulverized it and it gets milky really quick. You can see it, right? Okay, so ice crush. That's what I'm going to pick. So a little tip I just picked up. How do you know when it's done? Well, you'll see the little flecks from the skin. Might be large or they'll get smaller. For you lucky people who have a Vitamix, that probably would have been about 30 seconds to a minute of blending. For we Cuisinart people, it's going to take a little longer. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't worry about it doing, not enough. Again, like just check it out, right? You can see it's milky. It's not too chunky. It looks nice. Can you see inside here? It's like, ooh, that's like a steamed milk latte or something.
Delicious.
We blended it, and we've got solid and liquid. It's called an emulsion. That's exactly what milk is. It's a suspension of fat in water. We basically got the same thing, solid, fat, and water. But the solids are really heavy and they're just quickly precipitating out. So you want to separate this out. But I just want to say it's not necessary. Sometimes I will just take this, pour it in my storage jars, and I'll just shake it up. Or I'll just, when I'm going to use it, because it'll settle out, I'll just pour off what I need. And I'll add water again, shake it up, and it just recreates the milk, right? You don't have to blender it again. It's just kind of getting more for the amount that you have in here.
That's a good tip, Maki.
Is that a good tip?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you want it to get all pretty and be like solid free almond milk, we're gonna have to filter this. So, should you choose, here's how you would do it. A sieve. I don't have one to demonstrate it, but basically like a colander, a larger one you can go and buy. Here, actually, I'll show you this. I'm talking about these kinds of things, right? This sort of thing, but bigger with a handle is what I would prefer to use. I don't have one, so I'm going to use an alternate, which is a net of some kind. This is a reusable produce bag, and it's basically a net. So let's see if this works. It should. I'm just gonna put it over a catch container and we'll pour it in. Let's see what happens. Hey, look at that!
Great success.
Great success. Whew. What a relief. Okay. Because this is a produce bag and it's not meant for this use, it's a little awkward. I'm gonna have to hold it up here like this. But it's doing a great job. Can you see this? The more solids that go in here, it's gonna get harder for the water to get through. One way that you can deal with that, you could squeeze it, but another way is just use a spoon and just kind of like scrape it out of the way. I'm glad it worked. So you can see it's starting to stall. There's too much solid in here. Just give it a little stir and the milk will fall through. What you can also do is set up a little, here, I'm gonna use a Pyrex. I like my little Pyrex. So here's what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scrape this out as I'm working through this because there's just too much in here. Now don't throw this stuff out. If you don't want to, you can actually put it on your face as a mask. That's another video. Okay, so we'll just pour the rest of it in. And if you want, you know, just get some more bang for your mashed up almonds, right? Make some more milk out of it. Add water. This is a pretty rich milk that we've made, and that was with a 1 to 3 ratio, right? 1 cup of almonds to 3 cups of liquid. And it's good enough. You don't need to, you know, wait till it's totally dry. Just get the solids out. And the reason why I prefer a sieve over this bag is this is kind of messy to me, sort of. A sieve because it's solid, it's easier to work with, but this isn't bad. Okay. And the pulp here, it's kind of like jelly. Look at it. Here, I'll show you in a second. So here's our milk. And it's actually it looks just like milk. Can you see that? Up higher. I mean, doesn't that look just like milk?
Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
Yeah. So look, it's foamy and it's done. And the meat, I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It's kind of like jello. Well, not jello. What would you call this consistency? It's, I don't know. What do you call that?
Thick oatmeal?
Yeah, it's like thick oatmeal. So what you have here is a ton of nutrition as well as probably more actually than this, right? So you can make, I just like to eat this, like a spoonful of this on my oatmeal I might do. You can also make pâtés out of this. You can make fruit parfaits. You can layer it into in a sundae with frozen fruit. But what you've got here is basically solid protein and not too much fat. Most of the fat is actually in the milk now. Okay, so how long is this gonna last? Again, about a week. It's pretty hearty. The stuff does not go bad because there's not a lot of animal fat in it, and animal fat exposed to air tends to go bad a lot more faster than vegetable sources of fat not exposed to air. All right, come on over. Here's your little. This is pure the flavor of almonds. So let's try it. Cheers. Okay, let's see what it tastes like. That's sweet. Can you taste the natural sweetness of it? And you can taste it's a bit watery. Mm-hmm. Right? It's not,
nice. This is what I would put on my cereal.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You like it? Mm-hmm. As it is? Simple. Organic almonds are noticeably tastier and sweeter than conventional almonds. Do you not agree? Because I've given you some, right? Yeah. You're like, yeah, they were really good.
Best almonds
They're the best almonds you've ever had. There is a difference, and they're worth.
It's a very noticeable difference.
Yeah, very noticeable. They actually are crunchier usually, and they're much sweeter. And so to make a milk with them, it's I think they would make a much tastier milk. Because I can taste the almond sweetness in here. That's nice. That's actually really good.
It is nice.
Okay, so you make your almonds. Thank you. Oh.
Thank you.
Now if that had like vanilla in it, that would be pretty sweet and tasty. I wonder if you could make you can make all kinds of things with this stuff. So, do you have any questions? It sounds like you're gonna say something.
Well, you could make your vanilla extract too, right? With the vanilla bean.
With the vanilla beans, yeah.
That's, I don't know, I find that flavor a lot more pleasing than any of the extracts you buy.
Yeah. So, what do you store this in? I love glass. It's looks nice, and it's my preferred storage. So I would just pour it into these jars that I get from the dollar stores, and voila, almond milk done. See, that looks really nice. I want to like stick a label on that. Doesn't it look like something you can buy at the store? It does, right? So it's done. And use that just like you would milk. Drink it alone, cereal, smoothies, anything really. Okay, so we took a little break and we cleaned up, but we went from almonds soaked in water overnight to almond milk that tastes naturally sweet. And it was a matter of, aside from the one night soaking, it took how long? Like 5, maybe 10 minutes, right? Would you say, Jason?
Yeah, not very long.
Yeah. So we've just shown you how easy it is to do, and that's our goal, to show you that a lot of the healthy eating practices are fun and they're doable, and we've taken you through the entire process. So go have fun in your kitchen and make some almond milk, and we'll see you on the next segment of Maki Cooks.
Thanks, Maki.
You're very welcome. Thank you.